Welcome back to Mad Marketing's YouTube channel. If you guys haven't yet, please subscribe and like so that the YouTube algorithm will boost these videos so other people can find the value that you guys are receiving here. Today we're going to be talking about self-leadership. What exactly is it? How to achieve it? Why you need it? And then when to practice it, right? So, what is self leadership? Self leadership is the ability to control yourself. And in that, I mean you will do what needs to be done when it needs to be done. It's not a game of you waiting around until you feel like doing something. It is saying to yourself, this needs to get done. I'm not doing anything right now. I'm going to do this right now. Just like when you want to start going to the gym, for example. A lot of the time, people would make a commitment to themselves to go to the gym, and they'll wake up in the morning, they'll have time to go to the gym, and they'll say, oh, I don't feel like it, I'll go later, right? No. As soon as you hear yourself in your own mind say, I don't feel like it, I can go later, that's when you say, oh, now that I've said I can go later, I have to go now. Right? That's an example of self-leadership. Getting up, getting out there, and getting it done. That is self-leadership. In your own mind, you're always going to have this battle between what you know is the right thing to do and then something trying to justify, oh, do it tomorrow, oh, do it later, oh, we'll do it next week. It doesn't need to be done right away. You need to win that battle more times than not, and eventually, hopefully, you get to a point where you're always winning that battle. This paves the way for you to reach your goals. When you continuously win that battle, and when you go to lay down and you go to sleep at night and you think to yourself, wow, I got shit done. That feels good. That feels a lot better than not even being able to sleep because all the shit you didn't get done, right? So that is self-leadership. Win the battle of the mind and do what's right and not necessarily what feels right in that case, in that example that I gave, right? So how do you achieve this ability of self-leadership? Well, you need to become a master of your own self. You need to become a master of your own mind. Sometimes people think things that they don't necessarily have to think, just thoughts popping into their head. You need to master the things that you think about. You need to control the things that you think about. For example, I have reached a point where sometimes I don't even have thoughts. It's just all instinct. I'll wake up in the morning, I'll say to myself, these are the things that need to be done today. I write them down, and then I can just go about doing them. And there's no thinking. There's no argument of, oh, I don't feel like it. Oh, I want to do something else. Oh, I should do this instead. Oh, I should do it in this order instead. No, I can go maybe 20, 30 minutes without a thought. And sometimes a thought will pop up, and I would be like, I wonder what my next thought would be, right? And so this is like a new kind of 20, 30 minutes is a little long. That's over exaggerated, but this is a new way of thinking when you master your own mind. You don't need to be bombarded with different thoughts all the time. So as soon as something comes up in your mind where you feel, I don't want to do this, or any kind of negative thought, it doesn't even have to be work related. If you ever have a negative thought in your mind, realize first that you're having this negative thought. and think, well, is this reality, right? No, it's not reality. Do I have to think about this? No, I don't have to think about it. And then boom, just you're on to the next thing. And if it doesn't go away, just keep doing that. I'm on to the next thing. We're not thinking about this. This is a waste of thought. This is a waste of my ability to create, right? Why you need it. When without the having the ability to master your thoughts, you lack a level of self-awareness. Without certain level of self-awareness, you lack the ability to read the room. Without the ability to read the room, you lack strength. I can walk into a room. I can size each person up by looking at them. I can tell if they're nervous. I can tell if they're uncomfortable. I can tell if they're comfortable around me. And I know how to respond accordingly to make certain things work in my favor or in favor of the goal that we are collectively trying to reach. So it's extremely important, especially in business, especially in negotiation, to have that mastery of your own mind, that ability to be self-aware and cognitively aware of the room and being able to actually read the room and read people. I want to say that again, just so you understand how important it is. You need to master your thoughts. Think only good thoughts. So if a bad thoughts come into your mind, say, okay, I don't have to think about this, to be honest. It's not happening right now. I'm fine. We're right here. This is what's happening. So you do that enough times, you get used to it. Then you're self-aware. Now that you're aware of what goes on in your mind, you understand, you kind of understand what's happening in other people's minds just by looking at the way their body is moving. And so now you're self-aware, you're cognitively aware, and you can read a room, and it gives you strength by being able to see how people are feeling through the way they move their body, making it easier to disarm them, right? So instead of, if you're a leader, some leaders rule with fear and just arguing, and they kind of just punch the mission into the other person's head. That's not what a leader is. That's not what a leader is. A leader has the ability to disarm someone and help them to come into the present moment and understand that they're in good hands, they're doing the right thing, and it inspires them. Because you're showing up as a better person, you make the people around you want to show up as better people. And they want to show you that they can do better and they can be better. You don't actually have to tell them to be better. That's actually just kind of fucked up. But you inspire them to want to be that, right? And the only way you can do that is by being a master of your own mind and being self-aware, right? And so this is self-leadership. So that's why you need it, how to achieve it, and then when to practice it. So practicing self-leadership is fun, you know. There's a number of ways. So the first way that we already mentioned is actually control your thoughts, right? If you have thoughts, don't attach emotions to these thoughts. Oftentimes people will do that if they're worried about something that hasn't happened but could potentially happen. They'll start to feel, they'll attach an emotion to the story of a potential outcome that they themselves have created. Unnecessary. Completely unnecessary. There's no reason to get wrapped up in your emotions based off of something that isn't true. And so you need to realize that whenever you have these thoughts or worries of a potential outcome, coming into fruition, realize that it hasn't come into fruition. You still have the present moment to prevent that from happening. However, if you allow yourself to get wrapped up in the emotions of the story of your imagination, your decision making ability tanks, right? You're no longer making decisions logically. You're making decisions based off of this emotional perspective that is completely unnecessary. So that's one way. So learn to detach from these kind of potential outcomes that you feel won't be great, and just believe that no matter the outcome is going to work out. You can always make sure it's going to work out as long as you're thinking logically and making decisions from a logical standpoint. It's going to work out. If you planned on going right and then the plan goes left, now you're in the left, you're on the road of the left side. What are you going to do? Don't worry about where you are. Think about what are you going to do there, right? And then next is actually self-reflection. So at the end of the day, every day, take like 10 minutes and think about your day. Literally. Some of you might need more time, get a woman's shed or a man cave. Think about your day. What happened today? What are the things that are coming back to your mind? Why? Did you show up the way you would have liked as the leader that you are? Oh, you didn't? Why not? Because you said something that you felt you shouldn't have? Well, why did you say that? Because the other person? Whoa. Reel it back. Because the other person? No. You're a leader of yourself. You don't make actions due to the actions of others. You don't react to others. You respond to others based off of the leader that you are, right? So instead of saying because the other person, what was going on in your head? Why did you show up that way? Think about that instead. Look at it that way. Always try to be the leader that exists within you. And there will be times where you slip up. Analyze those periods before bed or in the morning, preferably before bed, because it's going to be the freshest in your mind. And that's how you practice self-leadership, as well as combating your thoughts, mastering your mind, and doing the things you know need to be done when they need to be done, instead of postponing them for later for your laziness. Let's be honest. We all could be a little lazy at times, but you need to conquer yourself to show up as a true leader. So that's it for today on self-leadership. I hope this brings you some value. I actually would like to hear from you guys. So if you're watching this, whenever you're watching this, and you've started practicing self-leadership and, reflecting on your day and how you showed up, combating that ego brain that's telling you can't do something, or that you shouldn't do it, or that's worried about some future outcome that might not happen, right? Leave it in the comments below. I'd like to hear how this actually moves you guys along in your business, in your careers, even in dating. This is actually going to be extremely helpful for you guys and girls. But again, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you found value, because that's who I want my videos to be for. I want people to learn from these videos, practice what they're seeing in these videos, and just simply live a better life because of the value that they're getting from these videos. So if you think someone else can find some value from watching these videos, feel free to share it with them. And I'll see you guys next time.